And brave. Rangers free, Celtic free at Ibrox, folks. And holy fricking moly, a tale of two halves. Celtic still lead the league, but I don't even know where to begin with this. I'm sweating, man. I'm actually sweating about that because I never wanted a draw before this game. For me, it was must win, and I'll get into that a wee bit later, but at half time, I was down in the dumps. I was depressed, as every other fan would have been. It was disgusting, right? And you know what? The comeback doesn't change the first half performance for me. Yeah, they fought back, right? But it was pathetic. And even there was instances in that second half that were pathetic. Tavernier, Goldson, Diamonde, Dessers, Fabio Silva, we will get into, Scott Wright. There's so many. I mean, pretty much every player was mincemeat in that, apart from Butland. But Butland was phenomenal. But we begin the game, and quicker than you can say, bloody Scooby-Doo. I mean, it was 1-0. Awful for Tavernier. And this may sound like an over-exaggeration. I don't think it is. It's moments like this that undo your goals and assists for the season. He's in his record season for Rangers, right? But it's moments like this that for me it almost undoes it all because it's unforgivable, man. It's an old firm, and where is the pressure from us? Where is the intensity? There's fighting at the end of the game. I mean, that's all good in the hood, but where is the pressure for Rangers for the get-go in this game? Nowhere to be seen. Absolutely nowhere to be seen, and it just showed here. Tavernier's half-arsing it back, boots the ball off Maida. Maida, who is deadly for his press, it's the only thing he's got, makes it 1-0, and you're thinking, that is the worst start. Why can't we put pressure on Celtic? Are we allergic to it? Now, yeah, have we won games and overtook them? Yes, and in that way put pressure, but what about that? Like, what about in the actual games? That is 3 old firms in a row now, where we've played pish, and this was the worst. Because you know what, I expected so much better for a Clement team. I did, and the first half was borderline unforgivable. Apart from a Connor Goldson header, which he has to score, by the way. He was probably the shitest player on the pitch. He has to score that. And then at the end of the half, we have a Fabio Silva and Dessers coming together. Silva gets a shot away, and then he gets another shot, should score. Joe Hart saves it, keeps it at 2-0. As for the penalty incident with O'Reilly, it's absolutely a penalty. You cannot complain, right, with this penalty here being given. Absolutely clear penalty. Goldson uses his arm, and it is different from the one 15 months ago. This is a clear penalty. O'Reilly steps up and scores it. Celtic, though, Butland is producing great save after great save, and O'Reilly header, things like that. They're just creating so much trouble for us. And not the worst thing is, right, I'm not going to take anything away from Celtic in that first half because I thought they were really good, right? It's 0-0 instead of half time. It was one of their best performances at Ibrox in years. But we made it so easy, right? And that's not me taking away from Celtic, right? But it was pathetic. I was actually ashamed of the players, and I was posting all over Twitter like that's the final straw. I'm done with these players, and to a degree I still am. Yeah, we came back and got the draw, and for a crazy game, I actually feel like we could have went on and won that and should have won it. But that first half for me was shambolic, and some of those players should never wear that shirt again. I thought Fabio Silva today was disgusting, and I actually think his loan should be terminated for the amount of fannying about he did, man, holding his face, holding his legs, holding his back, holding every part of the human anatomy. It was pathetic, but we go in 2-0 down, and it's a case of, right, this title is done if we get beat. That's my opinion. I think if we lost today, it would have been over. And what's crucial about it is we managed to fight back, but it doesn't take away from that first half, right? And I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy, so to speak, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be a happy clapper. We should have beat them today, in the sense of if we actually turned up for the get-go, we should have beat them. We let Celtic walk over the top of us that first half. See the second half when we actually came into it, and I wouldn't even say we were good second half. We were what you would expect is the bare minimum from a Rangers team in an old firm at Ibrox, 50,000 behind them, and it was a bit pathetic in that regard. It was the first half. Honestly, it was the worst. We have had a lot of poor first halves this season, but that's just as up there, man. I thought he got the team wrong, but again, I don't want to put too much on Clement. We can blame him for picking that team, right? But what about the players out in the pitch? It was disgusting. Diamonde was hitting some of the shitest. We couldn't pass 5 yards, man. It was embarrassing. We go into the second half, and this is where the drama kicks off. It's never going to be an old firm without the drama. There's a lot of yellow cards to get into, but here, I can't even really be arsed talking about most of the yellow cards. I mean, there was no reds or nothing, so there's nothing really to talk about in that department. But Fabio Silva goes down, right? And it looks like a clear dive. And for me, he has it, though. Yes, there's minimal contact and he's went down. We got a penalty out of it, right? And it changed the game for us, so I'm so glad we got it. And I can see why they've changed it. But for me, it's VAR refereeing the game. Again, I'm not going to complain too much about it. But I went ballistic onto it. I was like, this diving, cheating bastard, get him to fuck. He's rolled about this entire game, and he did. And it pissed me off. And then it's like that thing where Winston's talking to the two Neds. He's like, only kidding. I was like, I put that on Twitter, but it's like, yeah, I lost the plot with Fabio Silva at that. Tav stepped up. Does it redeem the first goal that Celtic scored? No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. That was pathetic. There's a lot of players here that shouldn't play for Rangers again. Yeah, Tav, his goals and assists, we will miss him when he's away, but there's been far too many moments like this over the years. We have to be honest. As great as his numbers are, man, I'm not saying they cancel them out, right, completely, because of course, you know, the magnitude of what he's done for us is still there, but I look at Connor Goldson, it's like, the guy's not a defender, man. He's fucking shite. He's like wiping out our own players, man. He split John Souttar's head open with a steel chair, pretty much. What was his fist? Don't get that. Penalty, though, Tav puts away, and then we get another goal via Dessers, but it gets pulled back for a foul. And I'm sorry, if anyone's complaining about this being disallowed for a foul, you have to have a word with yourself, because, you know, there is far more contact here between Lawrence and I believe it was Awata than there was between Silva and Johnston for our penalty. So for me, this goal was rightfully disallowed, and if you're complaining with it, I think you need to have a word with yourself, to be perfectly honest. But then after this, man, it kind of killed the game for us a bit. Substitutions were made. I thought Matondo was absolute pish, by the way. But we'll get to him a wee bit later on. But I'm like, right, Rangers, are we going to step up? The clock's ticking down. They're time wasting. They're faking head knocks. Chris Sutton's greeting. Oh, the ref John Peters should stop for the head knocks. Honestly, see the amount of pandering he does with the head knocks. Like, I get it, right? You know, it's sad what happened to his dad and all, but we've seen, and this isn't due to Chris Sutton, but we have seen in recent weeks players faking these head knocks just to get, you know, a free kick, and it is pathetic. And you know, it's not all Chris Sutton's fault, of course it's not. But look against Hibs, man, the amount of feigning that was going on. And here, and before anyone goes, you don't say about Rangers players. Have I not just spent like a full 2 minutes there burying Fabio Silva? I thought his performance today was disgusting, to say the least. But yeah, we get the goal. Dessers manages to get it down to Sima. Sima shoots it, deflects off like 10 people. It flies into the back of the net. I do not care. I am buzzing. The pressure is on Celtic. At this point, there's 12 minutes to go, including injury time. The game is ours to win. The pressure is on them. And what do? We concede straight away, just like the first minute. And it's like, if Celtic won 3-2, you couldn't have complained, because you know what? We fucking wrapped up in a parcel for them. We didn't turn up in the first half, and then we fight the whole way through the second half to get back on level terms, and then we just give Celtic a goal. Ida, you know, I buried him. I don't think he's that good, but you know what? Celtic signed a striker, and look what he produced, a goal here, and he scored crucial goals for them. And chances that were missed from us in this game, if you have Lawrence Shankland, I think we win this game easy, despite playing so shite. But then, Rabbi Matondo picks up the ball, he scores. Very similar to his Hibs goal. That's what he's capable of. He needs to be doing that on a regular basis. And then, yeah, guys, it pretty much petered out. I can't describe the rollercoaster of emotions. When Celtic made it 3-2, it felt like I'd been shot. And then we made it 3-1, and you're like, right, got the pitch. But all in all, we'll take the draw. I think, before the game, the draw's better for Celtic, in my opinion. At half-time, you would have bit their hand off for a draw. But then it's like, you go 2-8, you go 3-8, and you want the win so bad. But there was fights at the end between Cal McGregor and Cantwell. I can't even be arsed getting into it, guys. Absolutely insane match, a game of football. I mean, yeah, there was a real lack of quality, and I think, you know, there'll be a lot of neutrals watching this game, and like, some of the defending was poor, but you can't beat the Old Firm, man. You can't. The roller coaster there, crazy talking. I can't believe we've not lost it, and I do genuinely think coming out of that game, Rangers will be happier with the draw. Obviously, Celtic were dominating, should have won, could have been about 5-0 up at half time. I'm willing enough to admit that. But yeah, guys, holy moly, I'm going to have to change my thumbnail. But 6-goal thriller, chaos, drama, not much far drama, but damn, what a game of football, folks. That's why we love the game. But I can't help but feel the balls in Celtic's Park, even with that draw, because I have no faith in this team going to Celtic Park and getting at least a draw. I'm sorry, I don't. If we're going to perform like that at Ibrox in the first half, what's stopping us performing like that at Celtic Park? Like, Celtic aren't world beaters, right? They're not that good. They're not. I think they were good in the first half, but I mean, how much was that down to how bad we were, man? I'm not taking any away from them, but yeah, 3 each, tale of two halves. What a game of football.